Hello, my name is Emphrey, and this is an AppGameKit game development tutorial. Now in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do PowerPoint styled cutscenes. Now what I drew here in Paint.net are different slides that can be representative of your different scenes. I made colors, but this could be like the page 1 of your story, and this could be your page 2 of your story, and then page 3 of your story. And you can draw actual pictures here and stuff. But I just made these colors just to keep things simple. But the concept will still be the same. So I made these colors, and then I've already saved them all into my folder. I just went to File, Save As, and then I saved them all in my media folder. All my AppGameKit stuff is on my desktop, so I went from desktop to the AppGameKit folder to the media folder. So that's how I save my items. Okay, that's how that works. So again, they're all in this folder. My folder's on my desktop, AppGameKit folder, and media folder. Okay, so now that they're all in my folder, we can go ahead and go into code now. Okay, so now we're in our AppGameKit code. And the stuff between the mark 1 and 19 are just the default stuff that comes every time you launch a project in AppGameKit. The only thing that I've changed was the Windows title, which I call PowerPoint style cutscenes, and I changed the Windows size, which is 800 by 500, and just put the 0 here, and I set the virtual resolution to 800 by 500. So that's all I changed up here. So then we go down here to set up our sprites. So sprite 1 will be the red one. I set the sprite's visibility to 1. And when you do that in AppGameKit, that means the sprite is visible. 0, like I got right here, means the sprite will be invisible. Okay, so I created sprite 1, which is the red. I loaded the red PNG file into AppGameKit. Well, since I got the studio version of AppGameKit, you can see that's what I just took the name of this red.png and put it here. If you're running the classic version, take the name of this PNG file and stick it here. Number 2 is the orange. And I did the same thing here. And then this time I set its visibility to 0. So again, when the visibility is 0, that means it will be invisible and you won't be able to see it at first. Number 3 is going to be the yellow one. That visibility is 0. 4 is green. Its visibility is 0. And 5 is blue. Its visibility is 0 too. So all of them will start out invisible except for number 1, which is the red. Next, I create a story counter, and I set it to 1. Then, in my cutscene, I'm going to make it so that if you press the T button, 84 represents the T button. That's what will turn the page of our story. T for turn the page. This key code is for the T button on the keyboard. And every time you press the T button, it will just increment the story counter. And down here, if the story counter is 1, which I got here, it will be on the first page, on the red. And red will be visible. Remember, we gave red an ID of 1. So we're referring to our red. So we made the red one visible. And the reason that we put this 5 here is 5 is the blue. Remember, 5 blue. But 5, this just says once the 5 or blue one is done, we have to make it invisible so that the red one will only show it, not the blue. Because the way we got it set up is we got a story counter, and once the story counter gets to 6, it loops back to 1. So that's what we got here. So we're going to show red, and then when the story counter goes to 2, it's going to make the red one invisible and show 2 and make 2 visible. 2 will be the orange. And when the story counter gets to 3, 2 will disappear or become invisible, and then we go to 3, which will be visible. And that will be yellow. And then the same thing works for 4. Yellow will disappear and 4 will appear. And 4 will be green. And when we get to 5, green will disappear and we'll have 5 will be visible, which will be blue. See? Blue. And then when it gets to 6, the story count will become 1. So therefore, go back to red. And remember, else if it's just like saying, if it's 1, do this. Otherwise, if it's 2, do this. Otherwise, if it's 3, do this. Otherwise, if it's 4, do this. Otherwise, if it's 5, do this. Otherwise, if it's 6, do this. That's what else if means. And then we end with that end if, because we're ending our if statement. Anytime you put an if statement, you always end with end if. And then you don't have to put this if you don't want to. I just put this. You can either have it or delete it. But I put this here so that it'll keep track of what slide we're on. Whether it's slide 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Okay, so that's it. Make sure you close the do loop. See? Do loop. And put your sync function so you can see everything. Okay, so let's launch our game and see what happens. Okay, so it turned out pretty good. So here we're on our first slide. Our first slide is red. Remember? Okay, so if I press the T button, it goes to orange, then yellow, then green, then blue, then red, yellow, green, blue, red, orange, yellow, green, blue. I like doing stuff like this. But yeah, I get the picture. So it worked out properly. And in your game, you don't have to make it so your story loops like this. Whenever the story count gets to 6, you can go to another level or whatever. Just like in the game, maybe like Ninja Gaiden or any other game that has these kind of cutscenes where you're changing your channel and stuff. This is just what I did. You can delete this and put whatever you want here. So you can take what you learned in this tutorial and expand on it. Like I said, put pictures here and so forth. Till next time. Thanks. Bye.